Hi everybody, this is Simon and I'm the content manager at Island Innovation, and today we're speaking with Rheumi, one of our ambassadors. She will be speaking to us from Japan, but she's originally from Jamaica, which is really interesting. And so our ambassador program involves over 300 ambassadors, almost 350 from around the world, and they have been helping Island Innovation with promoting our various events, such as the Virtual Island Summit. The Virtual Island Summit is actually coming up. Virtual Island Summit 2021 is coming up in just over 3 weeks, and it will run from the 6th to the 12th of September. And we're hoping to have over 10,000 attendees like last year. And this will be attendees from over 500 islands. And we'll have around 150, 160 speakers. Hopefully, that's what we're hoping for. So the reason we're holding these interviews is to find out and to help our audience know more about our ambassadors and introduce our ambassadors to our audience, because many of you won't have met our ambassadors before. Our ambassadors, they hold virtual hubs and also in-person hubs where they get together and talk about issues related to sustainability on their islands. And also that in the future, once things go back to normal, hopefully they can get together in person as well. And they do things such as, they're planning to do things such as beach cleanups and other events like that. So Rheumi, do you just want to first of all, just quickly introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Rheumi Jai, and I'm a teacher here in Japan. I'm originally from Jamaica. I enjoy reading and writing, and I just love a good book. Thank you.
Thanks very much. So just moving first of all on to the first question. In your opinion, what makes living on your island unique or special? And can you share an interesting fact about your islands? Or okay. I know that you're going to speak about Japan and Jamaica, so.
Right. So Jamaica is a small island of about 3 million people. And even though the population is so small, we still boast the fastest man and woman in the world. And we still dominate the sprints and cricket. And also we have world-class entertainers. It's very interesting that being so small, we are still able to compete and do well internationally. And it's just a very special place to be. The last point on Jamaica I want to make is that Jamaica is certainly the entertainment capital of the Caribbean. If you want to relax, if you want to get away, Jamaica is definitely the place to be.
Must have been really, really special, really amazing being in Japan while the Olympics were going on. What was the atmosphere like?
Right. To be honest, most of the population in Japan are against hosting the Olympics, given the pandemic going on. But we did our best, and we treated the foreigners that came in, the athletes and the volunteers, all the supporters very well. And it was very exciting. It was very exciting watching the Japanese and Jamaicans, all the different persons from different nationalities compete. It was good. It's good.
That's great to hear. And I've heard that although there's been some negativity around it, I've heard that people are hoping that it's going to leave a positive, lasting legacy, which would be great considering all the time and money and resources that was put into it. Right. Maybe on to question 2, what do you consider to be the main advantages and disadvantages of living on an island, and what has been the most difficult moment your island has had to face?
Okay, let's talk about Japan. So Japan has one of the best healthcare systems in the world. and the life expectancy amongst Japanese is very high. It's around 87 years old. And 50% of the women are expected to live over 90 years old. So if time is kind, I am in good company. The standard of living in Japan, as I alluded to earlier, is high, and about 75% of Japanese ages 15 to 64 have a very high income, and disposable income is around 30,000 US dollars, which is considerably high. So, but the challenge of living on an island, especially Japan, is related to natural disasters. So Japan is located on 4 continental plates, and this results in the island experiencing about 5,000 earthquakes every year, and about 200 of these are above magnitude 3.2. So that is very challenging. And there was a devastating earthquake in 2017. It was in Kumamoto Prefecture. It caused millions in damage, and many people had to be relocated. So I suppose the biggest challenge is related to the natural disasters.
Yeah, that must be really, really tough for the Japanese population to live in that kind of fear, I guess, all the time having earthquakes. But from what I've heard, that because they're kind of used to that situation, they've designed the buildings so well to withstand earthquakes like that. Whereas in other countries where they're not so used to that kind of thing, yeah, they've not designed the buildings in such a long-lasting or strong manner to move with the tremors. Have you personally experienced any major earthquakes while you've been there, or?
The major earthquake I experienced was back in 2017, right? The one in Kumamoto, we felt it here. It was all throughout Kyushu. So that was quite a surprise. And so because I had just gotten to the island, I had just gotten here, and I didn't even have a cell phone. So it was quite scary. And people were speaking Japanese. My Japanese was not very good at the time. So it was a bit of, okay, everyone is going outside, and it seems like there's something going on. So let me just do what everyone is doing here and join the line. Yeah.
Well, I'm very pleased that you overcame that situation, and I'm sure your Japanese has come a long way since then.
Oh, no comment.
Okay. Well, moving on to number 3, question 3. Could you share?
Yeah. Samuel, do you want to talk about Jamaica a little bit?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can go on to Jamaica as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jamaica is in an excellent location in the Caribbean. It's just about 2 hours from Miami and 2 hours from Caracas. So it's excellent, perfect location, right? So tourism is a big industry, entertainment is a big industry, but some problems that we have in Jamaica is particularly related to crime. And of course, there are some social problems as well, because over the last 5 years, Jamaica has ranked amongst having the highest number of homicides in the Caribbean, which is about maybe 47 or 48 homicides per 100,000 people. This is particularly alarming because, as I said earlier, there are around 3 million people living in Jamaica. There is also the issue related to poverty and housing. So we have, there is a social program, a social safety net program called PAT. And at some point between 2018 and 2019, a third of all households in Jamaica had applied for PAT benefits at some point in time. So even while the economy has grown and continues to show resilience throughout the pandemic and all the disasters happening, there continues to be a divide between the richest 1% and those who are most vulnerable in Jamaica. So that is definitely an issue to be addressed.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that's the situation in Jamaica, but yeah, unfortunately, that certainly seems to be a growing problem worldwide, that divide between the rich and poor. And it's definitely something that needs to be addressed, because it's just going to lead to, like you alluded to, more crime, other problems, because yeah, poverty leads to that kind of thing. But hopefully the situation improves. Just moving on to question 3, could you share positive initiatives taking place on your island that can help inspire other islanders around the world?
Okay, I want to start with Japan first. In Japan, under 1% of agricultural lands is dedicated to organic farming. It's been known the issues that pesticides have created in humans as well as the natural environment. So one initiative that has been created is in Oita Prefecture. There are high school students who are practicing organic farming, and the hope is to have the produce be incorporated in their school lunches, because here in Japan we have bento school lunches at meal times. So that is a positive initiative that I'd like to bring up. And in terms of Jamaica, Jamaica has a natural forest. It's called the Cockpit Country. And living in the Cockpit Country are the Maroons, which are the descendants of original runaway slaves in the 1700s, right? So this is a protected area. Well, the Jamaica Environmental Trust has been lobbying and putting so much effort behind the conservation of the Cockpit Country against mining and pollution of the river, such as the Rio Cover. So these are positive initiatives that I wanted to highlight.
Thanks for sharing those. Those definitely sound like really positive initiatives, and it's great to hear that high school students are getting involved in the more involved in the way that their food is grown and produced, because many people they go to a supermarket, they don't really know where the food is coming from, how it's produced, but that's really going to form a bit, because obviously agriculture has a massive impact on climate change, the emissions, etc. So that's certainly something great to see, and I hope that the students, they inspire the adults to also take care in that sense as well. And that's great to hear that I forget the name of the group you said in Jamaica, the
Jamaica Environment Trust. Yeah,
but you mentioned the name of the former slaves that ran away.
Maroons.
The Maroons. Yeah, that's awesome to hear that they are protecting the local nature there, because again, we need as much nature to be protected as possible. We can't have any more cut down, because it's both a great resource in terms of the environment and also economic resource. So we should not be cutting any more forests or natural reserves down. Just moving on to question 4. Why did you decide to join the Island Innovation Program?
Okay, so the International Organization on Migration published a report that said by 2050, around 200 million people are going to be relocated because of climate change, right? Then each year, so many species of animals are losing their natural habitats or are going extinct. And surfing online, I came across the ad to join the ambassador program. And I went ahead and read the Island Innovation website and noticed that in its vision statement, it says that it hopes to promote sustainable development in small islands as well as rural communities and bring together stakeholders. Well, I definitely want to be a part of the conversation. I want to be able to respond to the issues occurring in my community. And my students have questions. I have questions. And at the very least, I would like to be able to push them in a direction to answer their questions. So the main reason behind joining the ambassador program is basically to be able to be a part of the conversation and contribute in some way.
That's brilliant to hear, and that's really cool that you're going to be hopefully helping to inspire your students as well, because obviously we need the next generation to care more than the previous generations have. And from all the evidence I've seen anyway online and in the media, it seems that the younger generation is certainly starting to really care a lot more than, let's say, our grandparents or great-grandparents did, because it's so urgent now, the need for caring for the environment. And yeah, I'm glad you were able to come across Island Innovation by surfing online, and you decided to join. Thanks for joining our ambassador program. Question 5, what do you like most about this program, and why would you recommend the program to other islanders?
Okay. Island Innovations offers several training programs. So far, I have done training in public relations and media, project management, plastic pollution and sustainable tourism. We've done discussions on COP26 and financial aspects of sustainable projects. So all these different trainings and all these different development projects are extremely important. And I've been able to learn so much, so many things that I have also applied in my work life as well as my personal life. So I would definitely encourage people to join because of the training programs and because of the many opportunities that are offered by Island Innovation.
That's fantastic to hear, and I'm glad you've had such benefit from the program so far. We've actually got a training coming up next week as well with Kim,
right.
who is somebody that I know from. I put her in touch with Isabel because I used to live in the Canary Islands, and Kim is living out in the Canary Islands. So she's going to be talking to you guys about setting up a sustainable business, because that's something she's been involved in recently.
I saw that.
Moving on to question 6, how do you hope to benefit your community by participating in the program?
The Island Innovation Program, through its many training initiatives, through the many forums such as the Island Finance Forum and the different meetups, I have been able to have discussions with industry leaders, have relationships, establish relationships with people who are in the know, people who are able to guide the conversation globally. And just in that way, being able to participate, I hope that I can learn and in turn apply that knowledge to my daily life and my community and help in some way to do some good.
Oh, definitely. And I think every little bit helps, really. And I know that sometimes we feel this pressure that we've got to do everything ourselves, or we think we've got to do so much, but just being part of this community and joining other islanders and discussing these issues can really make a big difference, I think, because together, rather than seeing us all as individuals trying to fight this massive thing on our own, we should see it more as a concerted effort, as a community, a global community. And finally, we're just going to move on to a question about the Virtual Island Summit, but I just wanted to take a moment to remind people that the Virtual Island Summit is coming up in just over 3 weeks, and it's free to register. So if you go onto our website, islandinnovation.co, you can find the link there to register for the Virtual Island Summit, and you'll be joining over 10,000 attendees. You'll be having seminars from speakers from all over the world, talking about a variety of issues such as blockchain and sustainability, new technologies to do with renewables and that kind of thing. We'll have a variety of experts, industry leaders, politicians, people from various different fields. So I'd highly recommend for you to head on over to our website and join. And it'll be running from the 6th till 12th of September. And the final question is, Rheumi, can you recommend why people should join the Virtual Island Summit and other island innovation events?
Okay, so Island Innovations prides itself on delivering quality content from the very beginning with the orientation program, the number of trainings, the Island Finance Forum. The organization has consistently delivered. If their reputation is anything to go by, I expect the Virtual Island Summit to be nothing short of exceptional. All the industry leaders, all those development issues will be discussed. The COP26, the Sustainable Development Goals, all these issues will be discussed. And just to join the conversation, I will encourage everyone to come out and sign up for the forum. It's going to be fun.
Thanks for your recommendation. That's really great to hear, and I'm glad you've had such a positive experience with it in the past, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you there again. Before we wrap up, do you have any final words you want to add, or any comments or anything you want to add to this before we finish?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be able to give back to the program because I've taken so much. Thank you, Isabel, and thank you, Simon. I'm just so happy to be able to help.
Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for taking the time to speak with us. It's been really great speaking with you, and it's interesting to speak to a Jamaican living out in Japan. And that's because I can't remember the name of it right now, but I've just been reading a really interesting book about immigration and people moving all over the world, and how it's going to just benefit the world immeasurably, really. People experiencing different cultures and moving and bringing their expertise, swapping knowledge, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's been really great to speak with you, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you at the Virtual Island Summit.
Thank you.